So with the success of All In selling out in less than 30 minutes, which promotion do you think, with a little bit of help, would be the proper competition that WWE needs in the United States?
I'm going to go with Ring of Honor. And I'm going to go with them solely on the fact is that I think that they have the talent to get it done. I think that they have the talent to make the moves happen. What I think is holding Ring of Honor back is Ring of Honor. I think they're holding themselves back because I don't think that they believe that they can go into these big venues and go on TV weekly and create a weekly storyline to compete with WWE. I think it's one of those things that they've seen what happened to prior companies in the past. They've seen what's gone on earlier in time, and they might fall flat, and they don't want to go bankrupt. So it's one of those things that you got to put a lot of money into this if you're going to be real competition. You really got to invest because you got to be real competition. You got to be a real alternative if you're going to compete with WWE and not be indie wrestling.
So you think it's more of what they need to become the competition is to stop holding themselves back?
I think they're holding themselves back because they have a great roster. They got colorful people. They got, alright, so you started off with the Ring of Honor champion. You got Dalton Castle and the boys. You got a colorful champion. Very loud, vibrant, very easy to appease to the crowd. Know what type of character he is from the get-go. Then you got great wrestlers in Jay Lethal. You got the Young Bucks. You got Marty Scurll. And then you got the up-and-comers. You got Punishment Martinez. And then you got the vets like the Kenny King and Silas Young. And you got people that's known by name like Bully Ray. Like, you got a little bit of everything.
I feel like Ring of Honor, though, you say they have a good roster, but, like, I just feel like they don't focus on anything other than the Bullet Club. Like, it's a very vague passing for, like, their young up-and-comers, like a Punishment Martinez. Like, he'll get a feud here and there. Like, the Briscoes have, like, every 6 months, the ROH really cares about them. And Jay Lethal, it's like here and there, he's like the special attraction, the former champion who's
sounds like WCW.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but it's really all about the Bullet Club and nothing.
What was
nothing
WCW about?
Well, they were about a lot of like Ric Flair at the time as well. They had
before the NWO.
Yeah,
but when the NWO came, that's all it was about. NWO.
But that led to their downfall. So yeah, that's not something that Ring of Honor needs to copy themselves.
So your point exactly is that the talent as well as having the best faction in the business right now, a combo of the two with an influx of money and belief, because I think they have enough money to get on TV. I think they have real TV, and I think they have enough money to get in bigger venues, because seeing a bigger arena on a television screen and seeing the masses crowd, that does something for the television audience. It does something for them. When you see them fill up a 15 to 20,000 seat arena, it's a jam-packed house. It looks better on television.
Yeah,
instead of you turning on the TV and you see them filling up 300 seats. It doesn't have the same appease. It doesn't have the same feel.
I feel like they need to work on just like their booking. My main gripe and my main criticism of Ring of Honor is Delirious as the booker. I feel like he doesn't capitalize when he has a name brand talent. Like number one person out of the last 5 years who has came through ROH, who they completely shit the bed on, Will Ospreay. They had Will Ospreay for a full year and completely shit the bed. He never even had close to a rivalry, let alone capitalize on the star that Will Ospreay is, and that's why Will Ospreay left and now is signed with New Japan.
So leading on to that, so what is your opinion on who you think the biggest competition that can actually do something and move the needle with WWE if they had the right resources, if they had the right opportunity?
It's New Japan. New Japan Pro Wrestling is the second biggest promotion in all of the world. Not just here in the United States, but the entire world. When it comes to professional wrestling, it's WWE number one, New Japan number two. And it's due to their high volume of quality. And like I've always said about WWE, or said recently, WWE believes in quantity over quality, while New Japan believes in quality over quantity. and it's been through, you know, the rivalries like the Tanahashi versus Okada, and then last year the trilogy between Okada and Omega. It's gained steam. They have the stars like in the Young Bucks, the Naito, the Lij. You got the Ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi. You have Suzuki. You got Zack Sabre Jr. You got Kota Ibushi. So they have these stars that have been getting name recognition from outside the company that are now in the company at its hottest time period. And all New Japan really needs is a funder, or someone who's going to supply them money to do more shows here in the United States. And they need to overcome the language barrier, which can be overcome by having commentary and having, you know, Japanese to English translation for all their promos.
And that's my exact reason why I did not pick New Japan over Ring of Honor, is because that language barrier is very, very huge. Because if you come to a big arena, and then you come to an arena where, remember, when you go to a live show, there is no commentary.
Yeah.
You don't get commentary from a live arena, and we like to get loud. But we like to get loud to what we know we're getting loud to.
Yeah.
So how can you get loud to wrestlers if they're, because you know when you do wrestling weekly shows, there's going to be a storyline involved. It's not going to be like when we go to Philly and we go to a house show and then we get to chant their name, we get to yell their name, and then they put on a great match and then that's it. There needs to be an ongoing story involved, especially in something that's weekly. So how can we go through the subtitle phase when there's no subtitles when we're live compared to when we're watching it on TV? Because they have more talent than Ring of Honor. Yes, they do. They have bigger stars than Ring of Honor. Yes, they do. They have Okada. They have Kenny Omega. They have Naito. They have Tanahashi. They have the Los Ingobernables. They have the remainder of the Bullet Club. They got what it takes, but their biggest stars can't speak English.
Well, I feel like, their biggest stars, which would be Okada and Omega, both of them speak English.
But Okada's is very, very, very light.
Well, no, Okada actually can speak he can speak a very, very fluent English, and he can actually cut a promo in English. I actually saw him cut a
promo in English.
Yeah, he cut a complete promo.
But he acknowledges that his English isn't that good. He acknowledges that.
Yeah, but
his English is not even on the level of Nakamura's.
I feel like his English is on the same level as a Nakamura, to be honest with you. And Okada is still in the United States one of the biggest wrestling stars, period. Without knowing the language completely. Nakamura, he became one of the biggest stars here in the United States without knowing the language completely. Naito, Tanahashi, the list goes on and on. The language barrier is not that big of a deal when it comes more with the commentary. Needs more of a English feel, and I don't think Jim Ross and Josh Barnett are the answer, because they're probably one of the worst commentary teams out there.
They're just collecting paychecks.
Yeah, they don't seem that invested into the product. They don't seem like they enjoy the product that much, so they're not the answer for the commentary team. Honestly, I really like their traditional for their main shows. I like their commentary team for that, which is Kevin Kelly and Don Callis. They are very knowledgeable about the product. You can actually see they're invested in it. They're actually fans of it, and they get you excited about the shows. They get you involved in the shows.
I think Kevin Kelly is one of the most underrated commentators in all of professional wrestling.
Yes.
And the fact that I think he has the voice, he has the character, he has the attitude to actually go with it, and the fact that he can deliver on all spectrums, whether it is Ring of Honor wrestling, New Japan wrestling, he needs to be acquired.
Yeah.
Like, he needs to be acquired if he's going to be a main attraction to, or he's going to be that vocal voice to a crossover to whichever company it would be. And good luck to whichever one it would be, because honestly, we need one. We need one with the crap that we've been getting. And it's not going to stop, it seems like, anytime soon. It seems like WWE wants to turn their lights on 2 times a year. They want to turn their lights on for SummerSlam month, and they want to turn their lights on for WrestleMania month. They want to turn their lights on twice a year. You know what that leaves us? That leaves us with 10 months of dead shit.
Exactly.
And then if they happen to swing and hit one time like they did with Great Balls of Fire and get lucky, they hit it. And they want to get lucky with that one-off with Brock Lesnar and AJ Styles, they get lucky. They hit it once, and then they want to feel like they're doing something great. No, they're not. They're doing terrible. With the amount of talent that they got, with the amount of people that they can do great things with. Like, we're stuck in the 2 worst pay-per-view booking months that I can recall, and God knows how long, probably the last 10, 15, 20 years. This reminds me of 1997 booking with 2018 talent.
So I want to ask you, with your answer of Ring of Honor, my answer of New Japan. So, we talked about what these two promotions needs to kind of make that, and like going on to my point about New Japan getting funding, I feel like Mark Cuban is that guy to give New Japan funding, and of course him being part of Axis, which New Japan is already on. I feel like Mark Cuban could become this generation's Ted Turner for New Japan. So, that's what the New Japan, that's what ROH needs. But as far as like with these promotions, you need a face. You need that number one guy. And I feel like New Japan has that with Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega can be the face of New Japan and how it can expand more into the United States. With Ring of Honor, the answer doesn't seem that as much clear to me. There is a lot of with the Bullet Club being the main attraction, it's kind of been the stable. The stable is the main attraction.
Right.
So who is that one guy or one guys who are going to be the face of Ring of Honor?
They're top heavy. So that's the thing. So when it was going back and forth with these arguments, the New Japan is very top heavy. They're very top heavy with their stars. Like their 3 stars, the main 3 big names. You got Kenny Omega, you got Omega, and then you got Tanahashi. You got those 3, and then of course you can't even forget Naito. Like
but it's so
top heavy.
Yeah, it's a top 4 for New Japan.
It was hard to really argue against New Japan, but if you want to start bringing people, one, it's going to be led by the Young Bucks. It's going to be led by a tag team. That's different already. So that's already a different aspect to what wrestling is, what the aspect of dealing with big names. You got 2 of them, and they're from the same. They connect. They have the best meet and greets in all of wrestling. So they're the most personable, and then you have someone that has the character, the look, the feel, and then the attitude. You have Marty Scurll. So you have to be able to have somebody that connects with the group, but at the same time, is do you make them faces or heels? And honestly, I feel that Marty Scurll is a better heel. But if you're looking for a better face of a company, then that's who you're gonna build around. The other guys, you still have to build them. I feel Jay Lethal should have been one of those faces as well, but I think that he's fell out of the loop for the last year, so he needs to build that back up before he becomes the face of Ring of Honor. Yeah. So I think that he needs to build that before people really start to recognize and believe that he can be that guy. Because when he was a champion with House of Truth, he was deemed and being called by some, not all, the best wrestler in the world.
Yeah. I'd say he was the face of Ring of Honor from 2015 to 2016.
1 year.
He had a 2-year run. He had 2015, 2016 where he was the face of the company. And then I feel like that last year was when they kind of made that transition from Jay Lethal being the face to the Bullet Club as a unit, as a stable, being the face of Ring of Honor. But I agree with you. The people that make the most sense, the people that have been drawing for Ring of Honor, the people that I consider the biggest stars for Ring of Honor is the Young Bucks. So yes, and that's something that Ring of Honor has always done different. Ring of Honor was the first real promotion that I can remember in the 2000s to really make tag team wrestling a main event type of division. Like they had the Briscoes versus Kevin Steen and El Generico. They had the Briscoes versus Age of the Fall. The Briscoes kind of were the mainstay that kept bringing them back into the main event division. But you also had teams like the Kings of Wrestling that were main eventing Cesaro and Cassius Ohno. You had the world's greatest tag team, Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin. So throughout history with Ring of Honor, they've had those tag teams that have been able to be the main event draw. So I feel like the Young Bucks, you're right, it's the best choice. And if you're going to take a single guy, I feel like you're also right. Marty Scurll is the guy that they need to put all their horses on. I honestly, I feel like they made their choice long ago, because if you remember, they signed Marty Scurll and Will Ospreay at the same time, and they kind of always showed that they favored Marty Scurll more than Will Ospreay. And I feel like Marty Scurll is a good choice because he's good on the mic. He can play face or heel. He has a colorful enough character that can work either way. So I feel like he's definitely a good choice. And for New Japan, like I said, Kenny Omega is definitely the choice to expand into the United States. But I feel like like you said, there's also more options besides that. I feel like Naito's an excellent choice because Naito's character goes beyond the language barrier.
I'm gonna tell you right, if Naito knew English, this answer would have been easy for me.
Yeah.
The character of Naito is probably better than anybody in both companies combined.
Yeah.
Just the smirkness, the smartness, the shrewd attitude of Naito that I don't give a fuck about anything, that if we understood that, it would be amazing.
I mean, but that's what I say. I feel like that character exceeds it just goes beyond the language barrier. Like, he doesn't need to cut promos for me to understand that he's a zero fucks given.
But we're talking about you. You're talking about you, the wrestling fan. We're talking about the communist, regular person that turns the dial to whatever channel they're on, and they see Naito on TV being this annoying piece of shit, scumbag, attitude having, but I don't know what he's saying. I'm gonna turn away because I don't know what he's saying. And that's just from a general, regular regular person that's scrolling through the TV. Now, if you understood what he's saying, and you heard, and you know that he's shitting on you, and you know, you're gonna be like, oh shit, who is this guy? I'm gonna keep watching because now I get you. I'm connecting to you. If this answer would have been ridiculously easy for me if Naito knew English, I swear to God, because this character is better than anybody's on Ring of Honor's and New Japan's. Naito is the fucking man.
I agree with you. Naito's got probably the best character in professional wrestling today. Zero fucks given, and
yo, when dude took a nap on Chris Jericho's promo,
oh my God,
it was fucking epic. He like, got up and just like. But we like, get it.
He was like, for such a big star, why is Chris Jericho recording his own selfie videos? that was his first question.
We get it, but I want the regular person to understand the asshole that Naito is. And if we get that, and if the regular person gets it, then they understand why we're gripped on New Japan and not just a wrestling fan. Because WWE connects to anybody. It connects to everybody. Any person. You got the Roman Reigns good guy. You got the people that loves the Miz. You got the people. But the thing here in America is that they understand every character, every personality, everything. So there's 3 million people, but 200,000 watches this person. 500 watches that person. 300 watches that person. 1 million watches that person. If I don't know what you're saying, it's going to be hard for you to convince me to watch him.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor doesn't even have a personality yet to even make me be like, here, you need to watch them. They don't have it. All they got is in-ring ability.
Yeah. There's not a lot of like gripping storylines with Ring of Honor. It's really about being one of the best in-ring products out there. And the same thing with New Japan, even though New Japan does a great job with telling the story within the ring. So, I mean, both of those companies, we've kind of given you our thoughts on why we think that they are the biggest competition or can be the biggest competition to the WWE. So please put in the comments section, let us know what you think that New Japan needs. Does it need to overcome the language barrier? Does it need more funding? Does it need to run more shows here in the United States? Does it need to go all in on Kenny Omega being the face? Ring of Honor, of course, does it need more funding for them? Do they need to stop being scared and take that risk? Please let us know in the comments section. And please, tune in for the rest of the videos from the Tru Heel Heat page. We got Tru Heel Heat Roll Call. We got the Heated Opinions. Tru Heel Heat is always on monthly, our live interactive podcast. You can check it off live on Facebook Live on our Tru Heels group page, as well as on the Pro Wrestling Spotlight.
Give us feedback. We need to know from you guys what y'all think. We together, I seen on the Spotlight, there's almost 50,000 people that has liked the page. Give us thoughts. Give us opinions. We're all wrestling fans. None of us is trying to say that we're better than anybody else. We are all fans in this. So let's use our collective minds and our collective thoughts to get ideas out there, and shit, if they go viral, guess who gets the credit? We all do, because it finally has been heard. But it can only be heard when you guys give us feedback. We need the feedback on what you guys think as well. It is not all on us. We need you guys to share your thoughts and opinions as well. And don't be marks, don't be dicks, don't be jerks, don't be stupid fucking idiots to shut down our opinions without having your own. I already got on y'all on Tru Heel Heat 11 about that. So have an opinion, have something to share, and give us something to talk about.
Exactly. Guys, we are not wrestling experts. We are wrestling fans. We are wrestling fans. We are marks. We are smarks. But more importantly, we are true heels. So let your voices be heard. Express yourself. Put your comments in the comment section. Press that subscribe button. Press that like button. Join the Tru Heels group page. Go on www.prowrestlingtees.com/Tru Heels and get your Tru Heel t-shirt right now, today, and tune in for the next Tru Heel Heat.